music plays, we invite you to just relax. Close your eyes, rest in the presence, and hold space.
Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Jai Ganesha Gananata Dayaniti Sakala Vigna Karadura Hamari. Jai Ganesha Gananata Dayaniti Sakala Vigna Karadura Hamari. Jai Ganesha Gananata Dayaniti Sakala Vigna Karadura Hamari. Jai Ganesha Gananata Dayaniti Sakala Vigna Karadura Hamari.
Oh
Namaste. Welcome to our weekly online Satsang. Satsang being a Sanskrit word that means literally community of truth. It refers to a gathering of two or more people on the path of awakening and transformation who come together to share their presence, to share their inner silence, to share their journeys with one another. When we do that, we multiply each other's strength exponentially. It's an important part of the spiritual journey. Find others who you resonate with, who are in the process of awakening and the flowering of the heart, and spend time together. If there isn't one in your community, create one. The best group would be one that meditates together. Even better if they share the blessing or some form of transmission of divine grace and presence. If you don't have a blessing group there, we have on our website a 36-minute video, which is an explanation of the Flowering Heart Blessing, the one that we share, a guided initiation meditation, and in 36 minutes, whoever you sit and watch it with is fully initiated and activated and ready to go. However, here tonight, you're already soaking in the Flowering Heart Blessing. When the Divine showed us this over 10 years ago, said begin to share this one, after we've shared other forms of divine and spiritual blessings for many decades. This one, the Divine said, don't charge for it, and when people have received it, let them know that they're initiated to be able to share it. So we're inviting you, just invite the Divine to pour through you the Flowering Heart Blessing, which is a direct transfer of divine awakened consciousness, grace, light, love, presence, and the Divine will pour. You don't need to know what you're doing because you're not doing it. You're just offering yourself as an instrument, and we hold the intention that the blessing will flood every person who joins us here tonight, and anyone that ever views this recording at any time in the future. So, if you would join us in doing that, one of the nice parts of it is that as the blessing flows through you to the ones you're sending it to, it works on you, transforms you, dissolves blocks to awakening, and catalyzes your journey. So please do. Yesterday was our final interfaith communion with the Cosmic Christ of 2025. And it's right up, if you're on Facebook Live, it's right here on my profile page. You can also find it on Vimeo, LinkedIn, or YouTube. I encourage you to watch it. The subject, the meditation, the teaching focused on being content, which I think would be a great way to enter 2026. Being content regardless of your circumstances, whether you have plenty or whether you have little, or whatever's going on. Health challenges, we can still be content, happy, and at peace in the midst of whatever's going on. So I think that teaching might benefit you. We're having no in-house satsang at Flowering Heart Center this coming Wednesday night because it's New Year's Eve. But everything else is going on, the book club, the centering meditation group tonight. And the other thing is the Qigong and Taoist meditation class, which also is on Wednesday. Just this Wednesday for New Year's Eve. So, Happy New Year's. And I don't think there are any other announcements. So we're living at a time where it's so important that people are awakened as quickly as possible from the illusion of separate existence, of duality. That's an illusion created by the mind. In fact, we're all connected with one another, with a divine source, and with all that is. But as long as the mind creates that veil, that illusion of separation, we find ourselves rooted in a global culture of competition, conflict, and war. And that needs to give way to a new world rooted in cooperation, not competition. Cooperation, harmony, not conflict. And peace, not war. So that's going to happen when the collective consciousness of humanity itself shifts. Right now it's happening one person at a time. But with each person who begins to awaken, it ripples out through the collective consciousness and moves us to the day when the balance shifts from duality into oneness. And at that point, the world will change and war will cease. And peace will be born in the human heart, not just individually, but collectively. And that's why we're doing what we're doing. That's what the Flowering Heart Blessing is about. That's what the Flowering Heart Center and our mission is all about. Thank you for being here tonight. We open these satsangs to questions on the spiritual journey, spiritual practice, any area of spirituality where you'd like more light, clarity, understanding. You can type it into the chat on Facebook Live, or if you're at Vimeo, you can enter it into the chat there, and I'll keep checking both of those platforms. If you're on LinkedIn or YouTube, you need to email us, Michael at floweringheart.org or Suzanne at floweringheart.org, and we'll get back to you with an answer. But if you're on Facebook or Vimeo, you could ask a question tonight that would help us all, and it would stimulate the conversation in satsang. And it seems to always move the divine to pour out inspiration, grace, light for us to share with you, so we all benefit. Well, you're thinking about what questions. Last week there were hardly any or none.
Duh.
So we finished very quickly. We will, regardless of what happens, we'll be sending powerful intent blessings a little later on, and we'll conclude with the open eye light meditation. But it's great when we have some stimulating questions. So while you're thinking about that, I want to share a little article and some quotes with you from a website called inspiringquotes.com. On this website, inspiringquotes.com, a group of authors from all over the place share brief articles on relevant subjects, and then share lists of quotes from illuminating people throughout history on the subject or on the topic of the article for this evening. So tonight, I almost want to wait for a minute or two, because tonight's kind of special. This is for a friend of ours who just loves cats. I don't want Suzanne to miss it because she hasn't heard this either.
Got something in my eye.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm glad you've still got your eye, and you managed to get whatever it was out.
Not quite.
So this article is 18 quotes for cat lovers. Now, if you're not a cat lover, please listen, because there's some humor and some wisdom here, and you'll survive. It's only a few minutes. This was written by one of the authors we really have appreciated a lot, Tony Donnell. Tony's an English writer of nonfiction and fiction, living on the edge of the Amazon jungle, one of our favorite places. And thank you for this, Tony. I learned some things from this little article. So here's what Tony has to say about the love of cats. Around 8,000 years ago, cats started hanging around at farming communities, mainly to feed off mice and rats that were attracted to the crops. Cats being cats, at first they weren't too bothered about the nearby humans. The humans, however, were happy for the cats to help out with their rodent problems. I wish our cats would help. And so began a long spell of domestication, or semi-domestication, as most cat owners will attest. Despite living alongside humans for thousands of years, cats are still often considered semi-domesticated, unlike dogs. Dogs offered a whole range of helpful abilities such as hunting, guarding, and herding. Cats? Well, not so much. They've always tended to do their own thing. What's more, while dog breeds are often more than 500 years old, most modern cat breeds only emerged within the last half century. House cats, therefore, have much more in common, genetically speaking, with their wildcat ancestors than dogs have with wolves. Just look at a Chihuahua or a pug. Today, however, cats are the most prevalent furry pet in the world. Freshwater fish in aquariums outnumber both cats and dogs by a wide margin, but you can't really hug a fish. Cats are eccentric and often mysterious creatures, but for many cat owners, that only makes them more lovable. Over the last few centuries, many famous figures have expressed their love and admiration for their feline companions, as the following quotes reveal. So here we go. First quote. "I believe cats to be spirits come to earth. A cat, I am sure, could walk on a cloud without coming through." Jules Verne. "There are no ordinary cats." Colette. "The cat is above all things a dramatist." Margaret Benson, author and Egyptologist. "What greater gift than the love of a cat?" Charles Dickens. "If a man could be crossed with the cat, it would improve man, but it would deteriorate the cat." Mark Twain. "I love cats because I enjoy my home, and little by little, they become its visible soul." Jean Cocteau. If you want to be a psychological novelist and write about human beings, the best thing you can do is keep a pair of cats. Aldous Huxley. A cat has absolute emotional honesty. Human beings, for one reason or another, may hide their feelings, but a cat does not. Ernest Hemingway. Anyone who considers protocol unimportant has never dealt with a cat. Robert A. Heinlein. The cat does not offer services. The cat offers itself. Of course, he wants care and shelter. You don't buy love for nothing. Like all pure creatures, cats are practical. William S. Burroughs. If you're feeling bad, just look at the cats. You'll feel better because they know that everything is just as it is. There's nothing to get excited about. They just know. They're saviors. Charles Bukowski. Cats know exactly where they begin and end. When they walk slowly out the door that you are holding open for them and pause, leaving their tail just an inch or two inside the door, they know it. They know you have to keep holding the door open. Ursula K. Le Guin. In ancient times, cats were worshipped as gods. They have not forgotten this. Terry Pratchett. I have lived with several Zen masters, all of them cats. Eckhart Tolle. I've met many irresponsible people in my life, but never an irresponsible cat. Rita Mae Brown, author. Way down deep, we're all motivated by the same urges. Cats have the courage to live by them. Jim Davis, creator of Garfield. Owners of dogs will have noticed that if you provide them with food and water and shelter and affection, they will think you are God. Whereas owners of cats are compelled to realize that if you provide them with food and water and affection, they draw the conclusion that they are God. Christopher Hitchens. You can train cats to do anything they want to. And I'm going to add one that I'm surprised Tony didn't add. This comes from a vignette dated September 1887, titled An Incident. It described a meeting, and it was written by, and describes a meeting between Mark Twain and a young man who was carrying a gun. Twain initially feared the youth was a lunatic out gunning for men, quote unquote. Next, he worried that a group of, quote, 4 sorry-looking cats, unquote, were the target. But Twain learned that the youth was hoping to provide a meal for the cats. And here's what he responded. Aha! So far from being a madman, he was saner, you see, than the average of our race, for he had a warm spot in him for cats. When a man loves cats, I am his friend and comrade without further introduction. Mark Twain. I just love that story. And I didn't know the rest of it about the guy with the gun. Well, what we have tonight, I guess people have given up on clarity and illumination and understanding as we approach the new year. Of course we'll pray. Ekaterina writes, could you please pray for the best outcome regarding a role for me in a new soap that is starting soon? Enlighten the heart and mind of Lucero Suarez, the producer, please. I am already in, is only a matter of time.
Nice.
Okay. Yes, we'll be glad to do that if you ask a question.
Is this a barter system for prayers now?
Well, I think it's becoming that, yes. No, we'll pray even if you don't ask a question. But if someone would ask a question, we won't move into the end of the satsang. If no one asks a question, that puts it on me and Suzanne to come up with something. And I came up with cats and Mark Twain. I thought that was pretty good. What more could you expect? How about dogs?
How about our walk on the beach tonight?
What about it?
Unusual experience.
I forget. Tell it.
Okay. So we were doing our walk on the beach, nice and slow and reflective, and maybe that's why my eyes are irritating me. But we walked past this family that was spreading their loved one's ashes in the water.
But the wind was blowing from offshore.
Right, and we were headed north, and the wind was blowing from the southwest.
She got on.
I didn't realize that they were spreading ashes, but Michael noticed it, and we got about 10 feet past them, and all of a sudden, poosh, it got in my eyes. And
I said, that was somebody.
Yeah, somebody's in my eyes, in my throat. And but I've been meditating on it ever since. It's such an interesting concept because, we're reduced to like this bag of ashes when we pass. And I was contemplating like who that person was that was now inside of me in my eyes and lungs. And yeah. Anyway, it's been an interesting meditation because it's, it's just different.
It's not every day that somebody's loved one gets splashed in your eyes.
Right. That's a first for the beach. Anyway, I'm sure I'll be meditating on this week. I didn't find it gross. I just wondered about that person and the spirit of that person, and I'm sending it prayers and love. And, yeah, interesting way to pray for somebody.
So back to dogs. There's a great Sufi avatar in India that back in the 1960s, all of us on the spiritual path knew about Meher Baba. Great saint. When he became enlightened, totally God realized, he stopped talking for the rest of his life. But he taught, and his face was so expressive. One of the things that Meher Baba said, maybe not out loud, but wrote, is that dogs are the perfect reflection of God. Their qualities of loyalty and devotion and service and surrender and their attention to their master, said is the perfect quality of a disciple of God. He said, just look at their name. It is God in a mirror. You put a mirror in front of God and look at it, you'll see it spelled backwards, D-O-G. I never forgot that. And where is that community where his ashram was here? Up in, was it Myrtle Beach? Yeah. If you've been to Myrtle Beach, I mean, what a great place. And there are all kinds of wonderful people there that we've met, and we've done processes there a couple of times. The energy always struck us. And even like the Grateful Dead loved to go play there in Myrtle Beach. And why? What drew them there? As it turns out, a few miles out of town of Myrtle Beach was land that belonged to Meher Baba, and he had an ashram there. And it radiates this energy of unconditional love and bliss that's just really beautiful. So, thank you, Baba, and thank you, dogs. Okay. Well, Katerina threw a question in. Thank you. She's bartering. You took the bait. Thank you. You said yesterday that you can accept things the way they are, but not be content. Can you explain more? Well, if you understand acceptance of what is in the present moment, and you fully accept it, you would be at peace. You would be content. But for most of us, accepting things the way they are could be like, I'm miserable. I don't like the job I have. I don't like where I live. I don't like the relationship I'm in. I accept all of that. I accept that I'm not happy. That's not going to make you happy. Or what we described as being content. The spiritual understanding of contentment is not derived from happiness or unhappiness, from being well or sick, certainly from being wealthy or being poor. There are wealthy people who are miserable. There are poor people who are in joy and peace all the way through. I've known people in sickness and pain who are totally at peace and joy. And I've known others who are miserable. I certainly know tons of people who are, for the most part, perfectly healthy, who aren't content. So our circumstances don't bring contentment. What brings contentment, as it turns out, is our connection and openness to the grace of the divine presence. And so just accepting what is different than embracing it with trust and surrender and abandonment and detachment. For instance, an example of a statement that sometimes eludes people, Eckhart Tolle says, take every moment as if you had chosen it yourself. No matter what's going on, no matter what kind of horrible or unpleasant thing is happening, take it as if you chose that moment yourself and embrace it. So what we were pointing to is that we don't want to just accept the way things are. We want to bring transcendent contentment, inner peace, and joy into the acceptance of what is in the present moment. Properly done, acceptance of what is in the present moment would lead to contentment, would lead to joy, would bring detachment. But all too often, what we call acceptance is sort of a complacency. It's like, my life's kind of mediocre. I accept that. Well, that doesn't bring contentment, does it? Okay. But we could accept that our life feels and appears mediocre and still have total contentment and joy in our communion with the divine presence in the midst of it all. And that's hardly an ordinary or mediocre life where that's happening. You want to add anything to that?
No.
Okay. If you want to know more, listen to yesterday's teaching on being content. Katerina adds, I love dogs, especially mine, and it's hard to leave her when I travel. Well, you know what? It's harder on her than it is on you. You are your dog's world. And they deal with time differently. I mean, they don't have as much time as we do on Earth. So what they used to say that 1 human year is 7 dog years, well, that would be like every moment they have 7 times the experience crammed into it. I think dogs are so aware they may have 100 times more awareness of what's going on in the present moment. And cats 1,000 times. And it's true with cats too. Cats become very bonded to their people. And when we leave them, even for a short period of time, all they know is the here and now. They don't look at clocks. All they know is now. Now is eternal and you're not here anymore. So they can be very, very sad and affected deeply when we're gone from them. Which is why the cat lover that I devoted that article and those quotes to, we have a friend who he will not travel without his cat. In fact, he doesn't like to go into a restaurant without his cat. And out west, there are places that know him and will allow him to bring the cat in and seat her on a seat at the table of a fine restaurant and bring her a plate of food where she dines with him, which is taking it perhaps to an extreme, but he really understands what he feels her feelings so deeply. Do we have any other questions? Guess everybody wants to get rested up for New Year's Eve. What I did forget to ask is that if you drop in now, or if you just listen to this video days after we did it, please give us a like or a love. Give us a thumbs up or a heart or whatever emoji fits. Because we go in and look at the names of those who let us know they were here by giving us a like or a love. And we send you special love and blessings. If you're watching on Vimeo, you have to write something in the chat, but we check there as well. So, I'm not sure I understand the question, Ekaterina. And we communicate with them and explain well back. I'm not sure what explain well back.
That we'll be back.
Oh.
We'll be back.
Yes.
Yes.
Good. It's interesting. Of course, you have to be a dog whisperer or a cat whisperer. I am. I'm also a human whisperer, but I can communicate without words to other beings, and that really helps with cats and dogs, and I hear it works with horses, and whatever your animals are. We've known people that kept llamas and alpacas and things like that, and pigs. Pigs are highly intelligent. Once when I used to, for one period of my life, I traveled the world in barefoot, in a robe, with no possessions, except a shoulder bag that I had sewn out of crude cloth with a bowl and a spoon, and that was it. And I slept in the woods or wherever, whatever the divine offered, did not deal with money, just wandered wherever the Spirit took me. And once I ended up being invited to spend the night on a goat farm. Goats are interesting creatures. But as I slept in the barn with all these goats, I think there must have been 100 or 200 of them. Oh. And that's a lot of goats.
It's a lot of smell.
Yeah, well, if it had been geese, I would have been afraid. Because geese can be mean. But goats, not so much. And I was just moved inside to apologize to them for the way that they were treated. For even being kept, like closed up and fenced in, and for the way humanity had treated them for so long. I said, but there's light at the end of the tunnel. There's a time coming where you're going to be free and the world's going to be different and humanity's going to be different. And I preached to them. They were looking me right in the eye with rapt attention. And I don't know how I know, but I know they understood. Later on, I became a Franciscan. St. Francis is considered the patron saint of animals and had amazing relations. There's a famous story of the wolf of Gubbio, this big wolf that was terrorizing a town. And no one could deal with him. And even their warriors couldn't deal with him. This wolf was big, brute, and tough. So Francis scared everybody to death. This little saint with bare feet in a robe said, take me where the wolf is. And they were, no. But he went there and he walked up and he held the wolf's paw and they had a conversation. The wolf just needed to be appreciated and fed, didn't want to plunder their livestock or their chickens, just wanted to be respected and have a decent relationship. So Francis made a deal with the wolf. If these townspeople stop hunting you and persecuting you and feed you, will you agree to protect them and their village? And the wolf went, and the rest is history. The wolf caused no more damage. No one ever feared that wolf again, and it literally protected the village and the villagers from all harm. So, yes, you can definitely tell your cat or your dog. I'm not sure if you try to tell your goldfish if they'll really get it or care. But yes, you can tell your cat. But if you tell your cat, when you come back, you may expect the cat to just like turn its back on you and ignore you for a few hours or a day or so, because they have a way of letting you feel back how they felt about you being gone. That's a cat thing. Anyway, I think that's really good. I think you should communicate with your pets as well as your people when you're going to be gone, so everybody feels okay and feels connected. And Catherine Mihalix, hi Catherine, says, thanks for all you do. Much love. Much love to you too. Been thinking about you lately and sending blessings and wondering how you're doing. So I'm glad you dropped in tonight. Wonderful.
That story of the wolf makes me looks more benevolent than that. But when our kids were younger, every summer we would take them on a vacation, for a week or two. And we were in St. Augustine, and we went to this place that had a bunch of peacocks. And there was this beautiful albino peacock, and I think our daughter was, 4 or 5?
Something like that.
She was still pretty little. And Michael walked up to this beautiful albino peacock, and our daughter was mesmerized with it, but, a little intimidated. And Michael looked at it and talked to it and said, if you will show our daughter your peacock feathers, I will give you a blessing. And the peacock turned around and looked at our daughter and then looked at Michael and then whoosh. And not only did it do that, but it spun around a little so the feathers were tickling her face. It was so sweet. She was so delighted. It was really, really precious.
Yeah, you cannot tell me that peacock did not understand our conversation.
Right. It was pretty amazing.
So I definitely gave it a big blessing. Yeah. Peacocks can be amazing, and they can be amazingly annoying. Same with cats.
There's a neighborhood around here where we have a bunch of them, and I like to drive through it every now and then just to see them. Especially in the springtime, they're all flocked together, and it's fun.
Let's see if I can. There was a quote from another list that I was thinking of sharing. Our anger and annoyance are more detrimental to us than the things themselves which anger or annoy us. Marcus Aurelius. So, however you feel about goats, dogs, cats, llamas, pigs, your annoyance and anger toward any of these things is more damaging than the things which are causing you annoyance. From Marcus Aurelius. Imagine that.
It's a long time ago.
I was. And a warrior. All right. And Catherine says, you're very welcome. I sent you guys a Christmas gift. Hugs. Oh, boy.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Well, we did manage to come up with some, it wasn't like weighty discussion.
No.
But I think some of that's important. A deepening understanding of contentment is not just complacent giving up to what is. It's contentment is happiness, and peace. So thank you, Ekaterina. Thank you, Catherine. And it's time to close our eyes and dive in.
Perfect.
So invoke the presence. Divine Presence is pretty easy to invoke because in the ocean of God, we exist. We all live and move and have our being inside the present. So we're always immersed in an ocean of God. When we invoke the presence, we're inviting the divine to draw back the veil and flood our perceptive apparatus, our senses, with the awareness of the divine ocean that we are immersed in, that we are made of. And it releases God within. Not only are you immersed in the ocean of God, the entire ocean of God dwells within you. The outer world's just a reflection of the inner world. And all of the ocean of God is within you. And this divine being loves you unconditionally, more than you or I could possibly comprehend. It wants to bless you, to free you from suffering, from illusion, to draw back the veil and let the light of truth flood your spirit and bring genuine enlightenment. It will flood your spirit with light. It will overflow into your soul, into your thoughts and your emotions, your feelings, and clear the mind field and replace wrong thinking, negative feelings and programming with God-inspired ideas and thoughts. From there it overflows into your physical body to bring healing from all dis-ease, to melt the blocks that are the source of all physical pain and disease, to bring restoration and healing, to shine through your spirit, your soul, your body into your relationships, to heal them and make them right, to shine through your life into the world, to catalyze everyone who comes near you with the light of awakening. It is infinitely more powerful than negative energy and consciousness. Invite the divine to transform you, to free you, to flood you with what you truly need. You don't even need to ask this time. The divine knows exactly what you need. Just open up and receive and drink in the grace that is pouring out to you from without and from within. Imagine us sitting in a circle together with our eyes closed. Lift up your hands with your palms open, facing forward. we invite the divine to pour through you and through all of us, to pour through us the flowering heart blessing to all who are in the circle with us, knowing that it's flowing back to us through all of them. Whatever you've brought with you tonight, whatever burdens you carry, put them in the middle of the circle and leave them there in the hands of God. We all take a strong intention together for divine intervention in your situation. We may not even know what it is. You do, and God does. Imagine, visualize the planet Earth, translucent, blue, beautiful, living planet. Let us take an intention and invite the divine to heal this planet and all of the living sentient beings on this planet to awaken their hearts, their consciousness, to the light of God. To flood every human heart on planet Earth with the light that melts away fear and hatred and anger and violence. We call upon the divine to flood all 8 billion plus human hearts peace that passes all understanding. Awaken humanity to the truth. We are one being. We are one consciousness expressing itself through over 8 billion unique forms. May peace flood the earth. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. When you're ready, open your eyes. Begin to make direct eye contact with Suzanne and or me as the light meditation begins. In this meditation, Suzanne and I are flooded with oceans of light, life, grace, peace, love. From the divine itself, it flows through us to you, through every pore of our being, especially through our eyes, which are the windows of the soul. Just keep making direct eye contact with Suzanne and or me, and the light streams out through our eyes, in through your eyes, into your heart of hearts, causing the light of awakening and the fires, the flames of divine love to grow brighter and brighter brighter within you. This is all the work of God. All you need to do is keep looking and receive. close your eyes and meditate with us for a few more minutes as the grace settles within. You can keep meditating as long as you like. You could also find a place to lie down nearby in Shavasana. To lie in Shavasana is to lie in a comfortable place on your back, with your eyes closed, your arms loosely at your sides with your palms open, turned upward. And just let yourself dissolve with gratitude in the presence. We love you very much.
Yes. Much love, light, and blessings.
May you have a very happy and blessed New Year. Until we meet again, know that the divine in us beholds the divine within you. And we bow to you. Namaste.